Ring the bell, baby. Ring that victory bell. Just like football. UCLA. UCLA. Ringing out throughout a silent Galen Center. That was awesome, baby. Kicked USC's butt. Go Bruins.
You are Locked On UCLA, your daily podcast on the UCLA Bruins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Locked On UCLA podcast. I'm your host, Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Thanks for making this show your first listen each and every day. It's free wherever you get your podcast, and it's available on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, review. Thanks for your support. Go Bruins, baby. A clap. You know what? We're starting with this in a clap. We're starting with an A clap. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA kicked SC's butt. Let's go, baby. Let's rock and roll. Yeah, we were in the Galen Center cheering on those Bruins, kicking USC, dropping them, and just, anything and everything in this UCLA dominant win. After USC went up 22-15, I was sitting there like, yikes, in that upper bowl in the Galen Center with my grandfather, just like, okay, what's going to go on then after that? Mick Cronin's counter. Let's bring in record scratch Devin Williams, Adai Mara at the same time in the game that's not a blowout, taking out a Dembona who's got 0 fouls at the time. What's going on? You're down 7. What could possibly change the game? The two guys who have probably never seen the floor together outside of practice? Yep, that's going to work. All right. And clearly it did, because USC's size and strength was dominating UCLA early. As much as the Bruins ended up dominating this game and Bona was physically imposing to USC size, which was non-existent after Iwuchukwu picked up a very early 4th foul in the second half, I believe with 11 minutes to go. That was a very underrated moment in the game that I'm not sure most of us will remember, that Adem Bona in this game only sat for 8 minutes. It felt like a lot longer, played about 32 minutes, but Mick Cronin's ability to get Bona out of foul trouble, he had 3 fouls. What did Cronin talk about in his most recent presser? He talked about it's the 2 fouls that Bona picks up that are boneheaded millions of feet away from the basket. What did Cronin do? He made sure Bona didn't play himself and took him out in the first half to make sure that Adem did not pick up 2 silly fouls. What happened? UCLA, with the help of 2 unsung heroes, a combined 12 minutes between Devin Williams and Adai Mara, who came in with their 12 to 13 minutes, 5 boards, between the two of them, 6 points, in a part where USC could have gone up, held off the Bruins. We know how cold UCLA can get, how those 6-point deficits can quickly turn to 15 in the blink of an eye. If the Trojans were a little more dead-eye from 3, then no. UCLA with those big moments, Mara's rebounding, Devin Williams scoring, where I was like, whoa, what's going on right here, including a near and one opportunity for Devin Williams. The Bruins came out and dominate 65-50, where in a game where Bona largely didn't play a lot in the first half, a lot for his standards, UCLA was up 11, and at first half they were down 7. That doesn't just happen for UCLA, large part because Andrews and McClendon got hot in a good stretch in that first half from 3, putting themselves up 37-26. The offensive heroics from downtown from Dylan Andrews, 3 of 6 from 3, 20 points, 4 assists, and 1 turnover. That is a Dylan Andrews performance we can live by in 37 minutes. We didn't see a lot from Mac. Made 1 ridiculous play driving to the hole, scoring, got to the free throw line after he got fouled from a 3. You could see just how disjointed one team is, which arguably was still missing Isaiah Collier, who was the recent number 1 player in the country, right? UCLA missing a starter in Bedeke, and I'm like, oh boy, Boogie's playing for USC. UCLA is missing a starter. SC's going to have juice. You come out, and all of a sudden, you have Boogie come out, go 3 three jumper, 8 points in like the first 4 minutes of the game. And you're like, oh gosh, he's going to put up 40 and this is how it's going to go. It's going to be like 78-60 and that's how it's going to go. No, Boogie didn't score the rest of the game. Why USC didn't let him shoot 20 shots? Yeah, Boogie turned it over 4 times in 35 minutes, 10 shots, but the Bruins kept him out of it. He scored all those points in the beginning of the first half and just did not have it. It was Joshua Morgan who took a lot of those shots, didn't have it. And yet UCLA didn't allow a single USC starter to have double figures. This was a spectacular performance from the team top to bottom, right? You had guys coming in, filling in roles. Whether someone came in, just about everybody came in for UCLA who played for the UCLA Bruins, who had, 11 separate players play in this game, even before they went up 18 late. And generally, they did something positive. From Feeblay's 3 minutes where he got an assist, you had McClendon knocking out a couple of threes. The big moments with Mata and Williams on the floor in the first half. Newbund, 4 minutes, had a big putback, even though he picked up 2 fouls. Vide didn't necessarily have a score, but he was out there for a minute of time. And despite Mac not having the most effective game, this time, with a week off, the Bruins still hit 40% of their threes. Not a lot, 7 of them. But it was Dylan Andrews who was clutch with his three-point shooting. One first early bounce, and then nails, getting to the line, got fouled on a 3. One of 3 separate USC fouls on UCLA three-point shooters. That was just how the game went. The Bruins got the boards, dominating. Plus 14 rebounding-wise. UCLA had 15 offensive rebounds. It was the Bruins hitting more of their threes, shooting 24 free throws. Once Bona realized he could back down Morgan, despite SC's block shots. They had 10 in this game. That is a lot of block shots. A lot of those were early. Bona went down, jammed it once. He was not afraid. Got in, backed in, knew he didn't have to worry about an offensive foul pulling him out of the game, dunked it home. Super physical, a double-double from Bona, who largely didn't do a lot offensively in the beginning of the game, but 3-0 boards. You have to love Stefanovic hustling back to get 5 offensive rebounds for the Utah transfer, 17 points, 9 boards, 5 on the offensive end, chasing down rebounds. This team's effort, relentlessness, and grit and tenacity all coming together for UCLA to win this game stood out in a game where the Bruins didn't shoot that well in the second half. That was not a pretty final 20 minutes of basketball. A lot of whistles, free throws, ugly. Nice to see all that ugly USC jerseys going home early in the Galen Center because the Bruins came out and played like a team. USC is probably a very different team when Collier comes back. I would think so. But still, with Boogie in the crowd, I thought this would be more of a game. Heck, even USC was favored by 2.5 points. Yeah, UCLA put a dud on that. And we've seen a change for UCLA. 3 wins out of 4. They're 1 second half collapse away, a few minutes away of holding on to a lead at Arizona to having won 4 in a row. They could be 500 right now, above 500 in conference play, flirting with first place in the Pac-12 if they had hung on to that Arizona game, with the first place team in Oregon, who's tied with Arizona, coming home coming to Pauley next week. Oregon State, who just swept the Arizona schools, and Oregon, who's coming to UCLA next week. That's a big series. The Bruins are surging. This is a team, it seems a bit too late to win 20 in a row and make it to the NCAA tournament via an at-large bid, right? Considering Arizona's now lost quite a few games. Nothing that's going to hurt their tournament bids, but a win for UCLA only makes it even worse if they get that win down the line in Pauley Pavilion the last week of the regular season. But this is certainly a team that they surge. They're getting really hot at the end of the year. They can make themselves play a lot less games in Las Vegas and put themselves in position to eke into the NCAA tournament through the conference tournament. Now, a lot of things have to go right. Mind you, the Bruins did this without a starter in Bedeke, who's been in and out of the lineup, but he's certainly a key player to UCLA's success. And the Bruins didn't even have him on the floor. So both teams down to starter. The Bruins came in with the intensity, the energy, and Cronin's talked about his team's inability to play to the game plan. He was talking about how Boogie sees the 4 letters and dominates. That was not the case. Now, he'll get healthier. He'll get his feet wet again, and will probably get red hot from three another time, just not against UCLA, because the Bruins thumped the Trojans. And is this the run that's coming like 4 years ago in 1920, where a heartbreak, an ugly beatdown, mixing with some wins, and now the Bruins are hopefully on the way to a surging finish? That is what Mick Cronin has been able to do as a UCLA coach, a team that can't shoot. This was Mick Cronin talking about how he did it in Cincinnati. We couldn't shoot over 33%. We weren't doing that good in the Big East shooting the ball, but still beat all these good teams. This wasn't a fantastic shooting performance, but the Bruins got it done at the line, hit enough threes, and killed the glass, played tenacious defense, and got the job done. Man, oh man, what a performance. How quiet. Hey, if you saw me at the game, gave me a high five, go Bruins, baby. Yeah, beanie. It was super hot in the Galen Center. Why was it so hot for somebody who was so cold shooting the basketball? It didn't need to be that hot. Is that why? Because you're ice cold from shooting from three? Ugly. Go Bruins. Got the job done. Let's get excited here on Locked On UCLA. All right. You know, in this show, Locked On UCLA, you get a lot of in-depth analysis, hot takes, right? Well, the hottest take of the day, despite UCLA preparing for a big-time surge like they did at the end of the season 4 years ago with Mick Cronin, the hottest take I'm going to give you is that the best lineup in LA right now is the one with auto loans at Logix. The lineup of auto loans at Logix, wow. Starting off the top, the favorites, the proven and dependable new and used vehicle loans. These guys can give you low rates and save you big-time bucks because they've got an exciting new rookie sensation in their electric vehicle loans with super low rates and flexible payment terms, right? UCLA's got a lot of rookies, right? But Logix has got it. And to round out their lineup, they've got their auto refinancing loans and lease buyout loans. Those guys can help lower your monthly payments and get you on the board, get you ready and on the road to owning your car faster. I know it's a hot take, but seriously, nobody can beat the lineup at Logix. Visit your local Logix branch right here in LA and or the surrounding areas and let one of their amazing team members help you. Just apply online in minutes at logixbanking.com. That's Logix, logixbanking.com. Let's go, Bruins. Got the job done against SC 65-50, just like football. Bing, bang, ring the bell. Go, Bruins. Send the Trojans home. UCLA fight. That was a fun time watching the Bruins smack them in person. I haven't been to the Galen Center in close to a decade, and UCLA got the job done. Hey, UCLA, first time they won with Mick Cronin at the Galen Center at USC. He talked about knowing a game that's important to the fan base. That certainly is. He finally got that monkey off his back and said, go Bruins. I was there. My bad luck charm? Maybe a good luck charm. Let's go UCLA. You see that Ben Bolch tweet? 8 clap coming out. Who do you think was a part of that 8 clap? Yours truly. Go Bruins. Bill Walton was there for the call, for the national televised game. He was there throwing out t-shirts saying, let's go Bruins. Everything was going good. All right. And hopefully it's going to start going good, like you should when it comes to listening, watching, and reviewing, subscribing to Locked On UCLA. Thanks for your support. Go Bruins. The day is good. Hey, despite some of the struggles from the women earlier in the week, they're still a top-tier contender as well. So you're going to love all the football content, men's basketball, women's basketball. Come here, and softball's around the corner for their final Pac-12 season. Baseball's here with the crumbling Pac-12. All sorts of nonsense that still has to be realized in the portal, coaching, and in conference realignment. Maybe there's a last-minute change of something that we don't even see that's incomprehensible here on Locked On UCLA. I don't know. That's why you want to be here and enjoy it nonetheless. Hands up, Bruins fans. Loud, proud, 8 clap, baby. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA beat SC. This is Zach signing off. Go Bruins. This has been Locked On UCLA. Go Bruins.